Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. And I think you're going to like this one, so do hit the subscribe button, definitely hit the like button. The like button really helps get them out there. But it's sort of day one, the first full day of Honest John Swinney's, leadership of the SNP. The Nosferatu has opened his casket and he's having a look around to see his new domain. And of course, he wants to build a legacy, but it's not going to be much of a legacy because even now, on the first day, colleagues or ex-colleagues, shall we say, are coming out and calling it like it is. And especially the moniker that he seemed to have had 20 years ago of being Honest John. Apparently, that's being called into question, which we all know he turned out to be not so Honest John after all. But there's a lady called Dorothy Grace Elder. She is a journalist, and she used to be an SNP MP back sort of in 99 to 2003 or whatever it was, that first election. And she was an SNP MP, MSP, as I say. Sorry, I think I said MP, MSP. But she, within a couple of years of working with John Swinney, she gave it up. Not gave up being an MSP, but gave up being an SNP MSP. She really got disillusioned with the SNP. And she said that the main part, of course, was that Swinney was an awful person. And she says that not so much Honest John as Shameless Swinney, because he would basically be lying, and he was sly, and he was sleeky, and everything that went around him was all a PR stunt. It was all at the work and the behest of the sort of the policy wonks and the people there behind the scenes, trying to portray this man as something that he quite clearly wasn't. Honest. And it is this Mac, how can you put it? This cover up of the truth again. Even back then, in the early days, only a year in or so into a new parliament into Holyrood, and they were already with the lies and the cover up and all this. And she says that Swinney is now going to be a poodle of the Greens, because not only was he that, not only is he ineffective, he's also a very weak man. And she said that he won't have the backbone or the spine to stand up to the Greens, so he'll be pushed around by them. And she cites that even back in the day, back when sort of Nick was in her 20s, when Nicola Sturgeon was in her 20s, and she was just pushing this man around. And he just let it happen. He didn't stand up to anyone. He was absolutely terrified of anyone who stood up to him. Now, you don't want weak leaders, do you? The last thing a country needs is a weak leader who's not prepared to fight and who gets pushed around by anyone who shows any modicum of strength. God help you. Anyone who goes in and says, right, this is going to happen, and he'll go, well, I don't really like it. Don't shut up. Don't care what you like. Okay, and he'll just sit down and do it. I mean, this is the man that's charged with running Scotland. I mean, he's supposed to be a leader. Now, I mean, you've got to say you hate Blair. I mean, bloody war criminal and everything, but he was charismatic. I mean, charisma. He hasn't got any charisma. I mean, he's got no talent. He's got no charm. He's got no ability. The guy couldn't win an egg and spoon race if the egg was glued to the spoon and Linford Christie was running. I mean, this is the guy that you've just chosen. Well, not you got chosen. The SNP party has decided is going to be the next leader of Scotland. He's little more than, actually, put it, an under manager, isn't he? I tell you what he is. He's the assistant manager of fruit and veg in Aldi. That's where he is. That's what this man is. He's got a little bit of a power. He's got a little bit of control, but he thinks he's the chairman of the board. And he's got no. The only reason he is where he is because he's part of the clique, isn't he? He's part of the clique or the clique, if you will. I'm saying it in the Irish way, but you can have it in the Scottish way as well. The clique. He's one of them. He's on the inside of the tent pissing out. And that's the only thing that's got him to where he is. Certainly not his record. It's certainly not his talent. And God, it's not his ability. And one only has to look at the sort of criminality and corruptness of passing off all your mates and getting them jobs and things of the past. He failed 20 years ago. And he's going to fail again. Why do the people who think, I know, let's get John in, seriously think he's going to be anything other than a complete and utter failure for a second time? Now, you know why it was him and not Forbes, of course. And Forbes, as we say, took the King's shilling. She would have been a better leader, but of course she wouldn't have got anything done because the Greens don't like her. But actually, I would suggest, I just clicked my knee, old man now. I would suggest that if Forbes had been made leader, they wouldn't have had any problem at all getting her in as First Minister, because I believe she could have spoke to the Tories, reassured them, maybe even done a little, look, give me one thing that you want and we'll push it through, and done a little sort of backroom deal with the Tories, and they would have voted for her. Not too sure about Labour, but I think the Tories would have sort of said, yeah, go on then, we've got to have one. You are the biggest party, so yeah, okay, we'll not dick about. Because she's a moderate as far as it goes. Now, we've seen now she's just a chancer. But prior to this all coming out, if she'd have done it, the SNP would have actually done quite well, I think. It's a very, very weird system. They are a very weird party. And they think that the best way to go forward is to go backward. And let's face it, and I've mentioned it before, but it's going to stick, isn't it? Swinney, he's not yesterday's man. He's the day before yesterday's man. He was the first fail. Well, it was actually the second fail, wasn't he? But it was the second fail. He had McLeish, wasn't he? It was awful. But he's failed, and then Salmon failed, and then Sturgeon failed, and then Humza failed, and then he's going to fail again. But it wouldn't surprise me, after he's failed and gone, that Sturgeon came back just to show how she, too, can fail twice. It's the SNP way, isn't it? Fail again. Fail better. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope you will have liked that. I do hope you will have hit that subscribe button and definitely hit the like button. And I will speak to you later. Bye.